If you're making a shooter game that's primarily made for men, then you should make sure that all of the female characters in the game are f***able.
Today we're diving into something that's going to ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be said. Asmongold recently dropped a hot take that has people freaking out. He said Bungie's new game, Marathon, needs to make sure that all the female characters in it are f***able. Now, this hot take from Asmongold has people freaking out. Surprise, surprise. Every time he has a base take, we got Woke X just going nuts. They literally have Asmongold derangement syndrome. And he was going on a rant saying that game developers should stop making characters that are ugly and unappealing, especially in games that are designed for male audiences. And what type of genre is Marathon? A shooter. What's the main demographic that plays shooter games? Men. Middle-aged men that eat Mountain Dew and Doritos for breakfast. We goon at women. We like to see hot eye candy. Man, I'd even venture to say the demographic age group underneath middle-aged men are the same way, right? And honestly, he's not wrong about this take. I'm going to break it down exactly why this makes total sense, using real games as examples. So let's start with what he actually said. Let's roll the clip.
I think that pretty much every single circumstance, it's always a bad idea to make characters that are not conventionally attractive. Because this is, again, this is a shooter game, and shooter games are going to be primarily played by men. So if you're making a shooter game that's primarily made for men, then you should make sure that all of the female characters in the game are f***able. And I know this might sound crazy to say, but I'm just going to say it. That's what you should do. That's what you should do, because that's what people want to do. That's what girls will cosplay. Girls don't want to cosplay ugly, weird-looking, androgynous, creepy characters. And all of that, like, think about how much advertising Marvel Rivals gets because of how many girls try to cosplay the characters.
So yeah, this recent stream, he said, and I'm paraphrasing here after the clip, that making characters that aren't conventionally attractive is almost always a bad move. And if you really think about it, it honestly is. Think of all the games that have come out this last year that we've criticized on here, like Star Wars Outlaws, or upcoming games like Fable, where they feature these masculine female characters, sometimes ugly, sometimes race swapped or fat or just homely looking. It's like they purposely go out of their way to make sure that the female species is not attractive at all in these games. Well, Asmongold called out Marathon, which is Bungie's upcoming shooter, saying if you're making a shooter game for dudes, then make sure the female characters are fuckable. I mean, yeah, it sounds crude, but under the surface, what he's saying is attractive, well-designed characters sell games, period. And that's the fact. That's also with movies, TV, anything that you could think of out there, sex sells. Is it chauvinistic? Debatable, sure. Now, this isn't about objectifying women or turning games into horny teenage fantasies. You always get those people like, oh, you chuds can't circle jerk to your games. It's not about that. It's about understanding your audience, your market, and how to design characters that resonate. And sure, video games are for everybody. More than just chuds play video. We get it, all right? But look at the main demographic that's out there. Dudes are going to be playing this. People don't get hyped to play as characters that look weird, look bland, or straight up unattractive. And you get all these development studios constantly making that mistake where they want these androgynous, gender-neutral characters so that they don't offend anybody with being over-sexualized. It's like, why is it a bad thing to have a distinct female-male look in characters at times? It's almost ridiculous if you want to sit here and think about it. Oh, it's political, Eric. Don't begin. No, the people that make it political are the people that are trying to shove this agenda, these nonsense into our games, these ideologies, when you could just tale as old as time, boy have penis, girl have vagina, right? Make characters that look like they're supposed to, make them attractive. Hell, have a sexy looking dude out there, right? Now, people will go on to say, oh, it's all about the gameplay. And sure, gameplay matters, all right? If Marathon sucks because the gameplay sucks, That's going to be a tragedy. But if that were the only thing that mattered, then explain this. Why do we still talk about Bayonetta or Lara Croft? Why did Overwatch explode so hard? Why did League of Legends become such a massive cosplay machine? The answer is character design, guys. See here. It's not just about how these games play, but how they look. Good design sticks with you. It resonates. Great design becomes iconic. Let's be honest with each other here. Do you think Chun-Li or Cammy for Street Fighter would be as memorable if they looked like gray blobs in cargo pants? No. Visual identity matters, guys. Quit kidding yourself. You know, these people out here that want to be progressive and make things gender neutral and stuff, let's be honest. Be honest with yourself and look at stuff from the past. Real game examples. So let's talk examples right here. Some devs have tried to go subversive or progressive with character designs and ended up with pure mid stuff. We had Forspoken, right? Say what you will about the writing, the gameplay, but the lead character didn't connect with people visually at all. The design was plain, their outfits were uninspired, and it felt like they were making her boring on purpose so no one could accuse them of trying to appeal to anyone. It's like you're walking on eggshells preemptively so you don't offend anybody. Saints Row Reboot. Remember how they marketed it with that whole "this isn't your old edgy Saints Row"? Yeah, no kidding it wasn't. They replaced the iconic over-the-top characters with hipster barista rejects, right? The game flopped. Is that any coincidence? No. Gotham Knights. We had Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and yet somehow they all looked like NPCs in a mobile game that took place in Gotham, one of the most iconic fictional cities of all time, and there was no iconic looks, there was no standout visual appeal, it was just safe, bland designs. And there's a trend here. When devs prioritize safe over style, they kill their own hype. Games are fantasy, guys. People want escapism. They want power fantasies, and yes, attractive characters they enjoy for watching 50 plus hours. Like, you literally get a behind the back view of most of these characters in the games. Why can't you have something good to look at? But let's flip it. Let's look at what actually works here, guys. I mentioned Overwatch earlier. Blizzard knew exactly what they were doing when they made that game. Each character is instantly recognizable, cosplayable. Remember how big Overwatch was with the cosplay community? Still is to this day. And yeah, they were attractive. You had all the characters, Widowmaker, Mercy, Tracer, all designed with appeal. They're all stylized, charismatic, instantly meme worthy. Do you remember how many how many memes you had of the Overwatch characters' butts? Duh. Bayonetta. Completely unapologetically attractive. She's stylized. She's fierce. Shake it, girl. She's over the top. It worked. Bayonetta became a living legend, a gaming icon, because she oozes sexiness. Tomb Raider, the classic era, not this new Netflix era. Lara Croft is one of the most iconic characters ever. Guess what? It wasn't because she looked like a normal, average woman. Stop pretending that's why. She was larger than life, because that's what games should be. So, before you get triggered about Asmongold saying female characters in shooters should be what he really means is they should be appealing. Fun to look at. Fun to play as. Iconic, like I said, but nowadays, some devs are just terrified to make characters people actually want to look at. They overcorrect and end up designing cardboard cutouts with the personality of a wet napkin. And let's be real, people don't fall in love with safe characters. They fall in love with cool ones, beautiful ones, iconic ones that are amazing, unforgettable. And if studios keep going down this ugly by design route, then we're going to keep seeing flops like Saint Row, Gotham Knights, and Forspoken, and maybe even Marathon if Bungie doesn't get it right. So let me ask you this, guys, before we go. I want you guys to fill out in the comment section. Do you think game devs are too scared to make hot, iconic characters anymore, or do you think players have changed and they care more about realism? We need a girl that's ugly because that's realistic. Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading through every single one of your guys' takes. Smash the like button if you're tired of boring, mid-looking characters in AAA games, and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.